The penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
First down, Fitzpatrick. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. Second down. So second down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Fitzpatrick to throw it. And down he goes. Fitzpatrick sacked. Derek Wolfe. Give him the credit for the sack. And a loss of 14 yards. I don't think this is the script they had in mind for their opening drive. This is 3rd and long. To throw is Fitzpatrick. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. Well, the Ravens offense set to take over and led by a man still just in his 4th season in the NFL, the 2019 MVP, Lamar Jackson.
The best numbers that Lamar Jackson possesses is that his team wins the vast majority of games that he starts at quarterback. But in addition, 2,900 yards rushing in his career. They know how to build around him and play to his strengths.
Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down. Here's Jackson to throw. Past the 20. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown. It's a scintillating run by Lamar Jackson. And the Ravens on just 2 plays have taken the lead. Geez, I mean, what more can you say about Lamar Jackson? We know that he's got the quickness and the agility, but, you know, if you wanted proof of his straight line speed, look no further.
And normally when you see guys moving this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play, and then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off, and he just kept gaining momentum with every step.
Forced out to his left, and he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. So the signal caller doing it himself there on the 2-point try.
You got to like that. We always talk about the ball staying in the hands of the best players, but most of the time you want to get it to a back, pitch it to a wide receiver. In this case, the quarterback did it himself.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Danny Johnson returning. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
Let's go.
Now Washington going to retake the field for drive number 2. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. And it may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Fitzpatrick going to give to Gibson. And the hole closes quickly there. He gets maybe a couple up to the 38. Fitzpatrick on 3rd and 2. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. On 1st and 10, it's Gibson. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Gibson here running out of the gun. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. On 3rd down, Fitzpatrick. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Here's Tressway now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. Baltimore set to take over here for their 2nd possession of the game. They have to be thrilled with that first drive that got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about taking an early advantage. Being the road team, going up a score, that takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
Able to power through, and he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Looked at me like they adopted what my kindergarten teacher always said. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And finally, able to hold him in check. He'd been carving him up running the ball.
That's the first time I think I've seen where the coverage was good downfield and they accounted for him and stopped him for a short pickup.
Yeah, I don't think it was a big adjustment, but much more emphasis on making sure they knew where he was when he decided to take off and go.
Devin Duvernay, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
That's a nice job there defensively, being able to diagnose that little touch pass. They saw it coming, converged on him before he could get much out of it.
Jackson looking to throw on 3rd. Steps away to his left.
Oh!
Still going. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down. Well, when you've got a quarterback like this dead to rights, you got to make sure to wrap up. Instead, though, he breaks free and off he goes.
Yeah, and at the risk of sounding just a little bit trite, this is just a tackle that needs to be made. It's one thing when you've got a bruising 230-pound running back coming your way, but when it's a quarterback who's running for his life, your teammates will tell you, you've got to get him on the ground.
And you can see the distance traveled there after the initial contact on the next-gen stats. 1 quarter down, 8-0 the score. Raven football here as we begin quarter number 2. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Sheds off the tackle.
Wrap up.
Still moving. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. Well, we've seen Jackson already have success in the first half running the football, and he gets good yardage on the ground again there. I mean, I know it's a $64,000 question, CD, but how do they contain him better?
You have to win against the blockers ahead of you. If those guys even occupy a defender for even a half a second, then Lamar Jackson is gone. You've got to take those blockers and move them so that you have clear vision of Lamar Jackson, and hopefully you can hem him in.
From the red zone now, here's Jackson on 1st down. And he is into the end zone for a Baltimore touchdown. Lamar Jackson with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Ravens will extend their lead. Now this defense, so many things to worry about in the red zone area, but you'd have to almost think that Lamar Jackson running the football, that might be number 1.
It should be number 1, and in this portion of the field where things shrink a little bit because the receivers can't run past anyone because they'll run out of real estate, you should have all eyes on Lamar Jackson when the ball is snapped and try and keep it back in the pocket.
Yeah, I don't think that they were surprised he was running it there. They just couldn't stop him, and he ends up in the end zone. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Here comes Johnson on the return. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Throwing Fitzpatrick. This one complete to Curtis Samuel. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Now a second down and 6. To throw, Fitzpatrick. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Washington on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. A run here for J.D. McKissick. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38.
That's quite a spot there for his first carry of the game, but obviously they had plenty of faith in him, didn't they?
No question about it. And here, why not go with the fresh legs? Able to push forward, pick up that first. Fitzpatrick now to throw on first down. This is caught by his tight end, Logan Thomas. And a 6-yard gain gets him right around the 43. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. On second down, a run with Gibson. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Washington on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and the nose of the football. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. And his guys are going to get the football at the 37-yard line. Every week we hear talk about create turnovers. In particular, they wanted to force some fumbles. They got one right there.
And it shows you how the game has changed over time. It used to be good enough for a guy to get a sack of a quarterback in the pocket. Now, if you come to the sidelines and you didn't knock the ball free, your coaches are upset with you, all right? So if you're a quarterback, it starts all the way back in the youth leagues. Take care of the ball, take care of the ball, take care of the ball, because here come the defenders.
And he'll have a gain of 3 to the 33.
So many times we talk about having good eye discipline when you're playing defense, making sure your eyes are in the proper place on a given play. Looks like that discipline came to the front there, didn't it? They were able to hold him for a short gain when he took off running.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on first down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Chase Young in there to drop him for a loss on the play. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And they work this near the 5. He'll be stopped at the 6. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Throwing is Jackson. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down. Jackson from the shotgun. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line. Montez Sweat. He's the culprit, dropping him for a 2-yard loss. Lamar Jackson, for all the talents of escaping pressure that he possesses, he was helpless to do much of anything there. He had no chance.
And it appears that this was just a letdown from the offensive line, but they do have a tough job because if you're a big tackle out there on the perimeter, sometimes you don't have the agility to keep up with the defensive end who's looking to wreak havoc in the backfield, and he got there and put his man on the ground.
And the next-gen stat's going to illustrate just how quickly a quarterback has to process everything, as he was on the ground in under 3 seconds, 2.9 to be precise. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Ravens ready to receive it, and they've got the lead as well as we resume play in the second half. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Out come the Ravens now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. And they've got the lead. CD, what do you think the message was at halftime?
I don't think the message was too drastic, I think, at the half, or that they need to change things too much. I do think the offensive line could play a little bit better. I think they'll try and help them out more. They'll probably keep a tight end in a few more times and maybe add a running back to the formation and pick up those pass rushers because they probably allowed a few too many sacks for company.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down. And the number one mission of any offensive line, you got to protect that quarterback, keep him safe back there. This time, the rush got to him in a hurry.
And this came from the interior of the defensive line, and these guys, they're normally anchors of that spot, and they don't often get clear shots at the quarterback. But in this case, he got past the center and the guard in no time and got there to make the play.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there.
And, Brandon, this is the time of the game when Jackson could really take over. He's got the defense's legs a little bit tired. He's got them on the run.
Yeah, this defense looks gassed, and you're exactly right. Second half with the lead, this is when Lamar Jackson seems to thrive. In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. Off the edge, the sack by Matt Ioannidis. After the sack, here's 2nd and 11. Another try after the first down sack. Jackson. And his throw is incomplete. Sammy Watkins, the intended target. 3rd down here.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap. He locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down. From the gun, it's Jackson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. And now the Raven defense going to call a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Here's Fitzpatrick. Eluding the pressure right. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Fitzpatrick. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the intended target, and it's 3rd and short. Now Fitzpatrick. And he finds McLaurin. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's a give to Gibson. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
On 2nd and 9, Fitzpatrick. That's complete to his receiver, McLaurin. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens' 20-yard line. 16 yards on the play as they try to chip away at this 16-point deficit. From the red zone now, Fitzpatrick. Thomas has got it, complete. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down. And that's always a good place to throw it just because he's one of the biggest targets not only on this team but in the National Football League.
And you and I both know the quarterbacks love these large-bodied tight ends, and why not? Nowadays, they're really wide receivers who are just taller.
Touchdown! And that's caught at the 2. Adam Humphries. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And Washington able to close the gap just a bit. And now they'll empty the backfield here as they elect to go for 2. Fitzpatrick going to throw for it. And this is going to be caught, so they do get it. And the 2 points, now they're back down to a one-score deficit. And that almost makes it a brand-new ballgame. Now it's a one-score affair after they get the 2.
And you have to know they were holding their breath on the 2-point play because they had to have it to get it within the range that you just talked about. Dialed up their 2-point play. It worked. Now they're feeling like they've got a shot at this one.
Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. Jackson to Andrews on that one. First down, Baltimore. From the gun, Jackson. They'll roll him out right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down. Back now at FedEx Field. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 29-yard line. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, that should be a reminder defensively, and I think it's a reminder to myself because you just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
He certainly had plenty of success running the ball, and right now I'm getting the sense that he's looking to take off and run every time he steps back to throw it.
But they did a nice job there collapsing on him and holding him to a short gain. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Ravens touchdown. Lamar Jackson taking it in from 24 yards out, and the Ravens will add on to their lead. Well, that was all Lamar Jackson all the time on that drive, both through the air and in the end with a touchdown run.
Yeah, how about him doing things a little bit on the reverse side there, Brandon, because he softened him up throwing the football and opened up the running lanes. And when he gets a little bit of a sliver, he's gone. And that's exactly what he did there.
Jackson here, he's going to look to throw. The third time wasn't a charm. They got the first 2 two-point tries. Still have the lead, but couldn't get the third.
Okay, so they didn't get this one, but I have to ask you, what matchup are they seeing that they feel that confident to go for 2 so often?
Yeah, we talk about this a lot, but it has to be something, you're right, that they saw all week, correct? Definitely
Game planned for, felt good about being aggressive and going for it, and right up until that one, they had gotten 2 for 2.
Fitzpatrick on first down. His throw incomplete. Curtis Samuel, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down. Now Fitzpatrick. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Here's Fitzpatrick. It's caught. Humphreys. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So instead of giving them another third down, they'll decline it. Brings up 4.
That's smart football right there. You don't even have to really spend a lot of time considering it. Just know that you're probably going to get the ball back. Good job declining that penalty.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. Ron Rivera, the gambling type, but he comes up empty here. And the Ravens get the football back and in great shape. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Jackson. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first. He opted to go with a scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's 4th. Here's Jackson. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. Not often do 4th down conversions result in 23 yards, but that's the case here. 1st down. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
Well, that's not a run that's going to make any of the highlight tapes, but they've been moving it well all game on the ground. This is another one that keeps them moving forward.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Let's see who this is on. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football.
And that'll be taken in by Andrews for a Ravens touchdown. 10 yards on the touchdown pass. And the Ravens have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter.
You got to figure down by the goal line. This is where a tight end earns his money, in the high traffic area. And he's able to work free in the middle of the end zone and grabs that one for a touchdown.
Justin Tucker for the extra point. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points. That time a 6-play drive, and it's capped off by the Baltimore score. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Returning it, Johnson. Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Washington offense back out there. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down.
Caused all of that.
It caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back and start over. Rebuild that confidence. Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Escaping the pressure right. Finds a seam inside the 40. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. That one a broken play, but it ends up being a good play. The scramble goes for 20. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fitzpatrick. Now Fitzpatrick hit. It's out. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Ravens. He's at the 30. 10. And that might just cement it. A return for a late touchdown. And that's a linebacker showing he can move pretty good with a football in his hand.
That's not just a short shuttle now. He took it and went a pretty good distance, didn't he? Did you get the 40 time on that?
I didn't, but he got 6 points out of it. I know that, and a great play for that defensive unit. Tucker now for the extra point. And that'll increase their lead to 28. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there. Grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return. Now here's Johnson. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Well, look at Washington as they come onto the field. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
They're trying for Humphreys, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Deshaun Elliott. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up. First and goal at the 5.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. Now the Baltimore offense heading back out onto the field. And now they are in prime position, first and goal after the interception and return. They'll look to make it pay off for 6 points. Suddenly it's first and goal after the interception. A quick change in the situation here. A nifty move on the run, but ultimately stopped short of the goal line down at the 2.
You got to be ready for anything when you play defense against this head coach. That is not something you'd expect to see here in the red zone, but it winds up getting.
And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. They seemingly just continue to score at will, and as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.
Tucker with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Well, that drive started with not a whole lot of real estate in front of them. In plus territory, excellent field position. 2 plays later, pay dirt. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. Johnson now returning. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape up past the 30. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again.
That he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Tyus Bowser just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.